Hi, this is James from Enter Motorsport, and this is my race edit of Silverstone GP standing start on the National Straight, qualified P16 of about 60 cars, turbo tin tops, and the tin top series. Great launch off the line, managed to jump a couple of cars, very good run into Copse Corner. Fancied a nibble on the ST, but a little bit tight going into the apex of Copse there. Fiat 500 of Bath with the hazards on there, so get round that. Through Maggots and Beckett's, and trying to line myself up for a good slingshot onto the Hangar Straight. Got some of the turbo cars breathing down my neck, so we've got the Clio and Chris Earl's 208 GCI steaming down the inside towards Stowe Corner. Fancy to look up the inside, nothing doing there. The turbo Clios goes through, and I've got a couple of Civics bearing down on me as we go down the International Pit Straight, going defensive on the way down to Abbey, keeping him on the outside. Again, just moved to the middle of the track, trying to put him off the dive bomb into Village Corner and into the tightest corner, the loop. Good drive out of there onto the Wellington Straight. Going defensive again as that Civic bears down on me in the rearview mirror. Hold that inside line for Brooklands. Had to start my timer there, completely forgot to do that on the grid after waiting on the grid for, I think it was about 3 minutes for the whole grid to form up. Shows how many cars there were. So yeah, didn't start my 40-minute timer. And that Civic again is all over me, so sending him to the outside. Didn't quite know where he was and ended up going a little bit wide in Copse, and that has allowed both Civics to go through. Didn't want to turn in and risk contact there, so 2 places lost. A yellow flag from probably that Fiat of Bath that was slow through the first corner. There it is on the left hand side. And back to green flag racing on the Hangar Straight, trying to pick up a slipstream where possible. And another turbo car, one of the ones that I jumped off the line is the VW Scirocco. Cut on the inside and a little bit of snap of oversteer, managing to hold the Scirocco off. But look in the mirror, there's a Clio, goes for a dive bomb up the inside, pinched in the middle, and another 2 places lost. So it's all well and good getting a good start, but these cars are a lot quicker on this first lap. With the power down, off they go down the Wellington straight. Bit of a gap to the cars behind, so just trying to get my head down now and get a feel for it. I can see these two are going to start fighting, so there's always opportunities if they slow each other up. And that's exactly what happens down into Cop's corner. Scirocco has a look at the inside. And they meet at the apex. So I get a great run through there, managed to get the Clio. A little bit blocked by the Scirocco through Beckett's. That Clio is hounding me now onto the hangar straight. And there's another Clio coming up behind. Didn't go defensive here, thought I'd get down to Abbey ahead of that Clio. Gone a little bit deep. But got a good run through Farm and break it into Village corner again. Got a little wave there from Clio. And actually it's got a little bit congested up front, so we're not as far back as I was on the opening 2 laps as they start fighting amongst themselves. Holding on, but just. A little bit wide into Stone there. Back steps out a little bit, just a bit too deep. Fell off the gear stick. Clio all over me now. Definitely gonna have to go defensive. But left it a bit late to get across there. And he's through. Should have covered the line much sooner. Behind me I've got the two Peugeots of Peter Parkin, Shaun Ely and his 205 fighting amongst themselves, but slowly drawing me in. Getting very, very busy up ahead again. Getting a good slipstream this time, 4 of us in a row. Very close to that Clio on the inside of Stowe as it all backs up. And what seemed like they were pulling away, suddenly we're back battling again. But look, it's brought the two Peugeots behind me into play as well, so we've got a 6-car battle here, multi-class. Get a very good run through Club Corner onto the International Pit Straight. Dropped a gear there, wouldn't usually be in third, but it felt like we were slowing right down there. Wanted to get maximum pull out of that corner. Good drive out of the loop through Aintree onto the Wellington Straight. We've all spread out just a little bit. Car wants to understeer through there, such a tricky corner, Luffield. Pit window is now open, so one of the blue Civics dives for the pits, but we will go racing for another lap. Bit wide through Copse there, not ideal. That's brought Shaun Ely into play as well, right behind me now. I went a bit wide there. There was a yellow flag or a slippery surface flag, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I tapped the brakes or, yeah, it wasn't quite right. Back to green again. Now these cars up ahead seem gone, but they will come back. Bit of defending to do here against Shaun, holding that inside line. He doesn't go for it down the outside. And now we are coming onto the back of the red Proton. Having to go very defensive through the Vale into Club. To get the red Proton, Shaun has to slot back in to get past it. That helped me there. And I've gone deep into there again. I'm only just holding on to that position, very defensive. Try and nail that throttle to get the best slingshot down these straights. That 205 is all over me. Just bring it to the inside. He looks left, looks right. We are going to go side by side into Brooklands. There's deep on the brakes as I can. Take a very wide line all the way to the white line, which keeps the inside line for me into Luffield. And I'm feeling this. More cars heading for the pit lane now, as does Shaun and Peter and the Field and Field Proton. So head down now, get some lap times in, see where we end up after these pit stops. Much better through Copse, less understeer than the previous laps. In such a tight gaggle of cars, these pit stops are going to be absolutely crucial. Spend as little time in the pit lane as possible. Minimum 1 minute 30, but any spare seconds over, it's going to be costly. Again, better through Stowe without the traffic. I can get my head down and focus a bit more. Cleo kicking up the dust through the Vale. This is a much better lap. And through there on the power much earlier. So at the end of this lap, my camera cut out. Had it in 4K mode, and on a hot day like this, it was just too hot. So as we come onto the pit straight, I'm going to flick over to some of Shaun's footage from the 205, as you will see us doing battle after the pit stops.
Come on then, James, let's have a good fight, see if we can take this to the end.
So after doing a 1 minute 30 and a bit pit stop, one of our best ever pit stops, we actually came out ahead of some of our competitors that were up ahead before the pit stops. Shaun saw me coming out the pit lane.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Gets a bit backed up behind the ST. And he's going to be back on me, so I'm going Mr. Defensive again. Trying to keep this nippy 205 behind me.
No, that is not optimal.
Sub-optimal line through the loop. Gives me a bit of breathing space up ahead. But the ST is back. And it's got the power compared to our little Peugeots. So I decided to let the ST go, hold my line, let it go down the inside, as it's clearly got the straight line. Hopefully it can pull away and just leave it to me and Shaun to battle it out in tin tops. But getting a bit backed up behind the ST again. sit in its wheel tracks, but it just pulls away down the straight, and now I've got Shaun all over me. No sign of a racing line from me, just literally having to go up the inside of every single corner. And you'll see in the rearview mirror we've got some of those Clios that we jumped in the pit stops also catching us up. Right on Shaun's bumper, me down the inside. Oh, but he's got such good drive through there. Hangs it out around the outside. Brilliant move. Got to give him that one. And the Clio goes down my outside as well. So this is a bit further around the lap. Clio's gone through. And I'm in Shaun's slipstream down the hanger straight. You'll see in the rearview mirror. Fancy it on the brakes. He gives me space and a thumbs up. Oh, really deep into Vale. But I can get good drive out of here onto the International Pit Straight, the Lewis Hamilton Straight as it is actually called now. Move into the middle. Oh, but he's mighty through here. But at least I didn't go deep. I can just hold the middle of the track. Leaving him nowhere to go that time. Oh, deep into Village. Going a bit deep into some of these braking zones, but getting cleanly out of the corners onto the straights crucially, which is helping keeping me ahead. There goes Tom Oatley in the Clio. This is the one we were following before the pit stops and managed to get out ahead of.
Gearbox oil is starting to get a bit warm.
Amazing how different all the cars are performing on different corners around this enormous race circuit, but keeping all the cars close together overall.
This could get spicy.
Cool, I've gone wide there. Puts me offline before the hanger straight.
No, third's not right round there. That's absolutely a fifth.
Tom in the Clio looks down the outside, but managed to get to the apex first in Stowe. I don't think I've ever driven so defensive for so long in a race. Backing up the Clio gives Shaun a little run. Gets chopped off. Okay, so a little bit later, it is very, very busy through Maggots and Beckett's, lapping traffic.
Right, take advantage.
And I actually managed to get through the red Clio as we lap one of the little Clios in tin tops. So a very, very busy few corners there, and a few positions swapped. And on the fight goes. Clio up ahead of me goes off, comes back on, but I wasn't able to get through. Actually, that wide line lets Tom Oatley back through again. And now this is where it all gets a bit chaotic as we come up to lap a Puma and the ZR, and I get on the brakes, lock the brakes, and nearly clatter into both of them.
Perfect.
So close to a disaster there. I actually rolled off the brake, rolled off the throttle, rolled off the brakes, and then needed to get back on them. Just carried too much speed through the corner, and as the cars came across, very, very close to hitting both of them. A bit unfortunate, that one. So Shaun's got fuel starvation. You'll see me in the rear view mirror now lining up the slipstream and so nearly smashing into the back of him. Did not expect the throttle to dip there. And yeah, that was how the race ended, really. Got past Shaun. Shaun had to limp it back to the pits. Pity for the race to end there and then. But really, really enjoyed it up to then, especially with some of the turbo tin tops as well. Tom Oatley and some of the others made for some really good, clean racing. No accidents. I know the lapping was a bit close, but yeah, a really, really good race. And we won B2 and came 15 in the end. So jumped a place from my grid place. So that's it. On to Brands Hatch Brands Hatch Indy on the 25th of August. Really look forward to that one.